Hello and welcome to Katrina's Creations. This little tutorial is going to be about grommets, what they are, a tiny little bit of the history of them, and how to install them on your fabric or your crocheting or your knitting. So grommets look like this. You can see there's a metal ring right here. That's a grommet. This is what it looks like on the back. They come in different sizes, and they were actually first used in 1828 to reinforce corsets. If you are familiar with corsets, they lace very tightly, and a grommet is a metal ring that helps to reinforce the fabric. So you could imagine how tight they would have been pulling on corset laces to draw them in tight. They would just rip right through the material. So they invented grommets to go down like the front and down through the back where the lacings can be pulled tight without it ripping through the material. If you notice your tennis shoes, they have grommets on them. They also are called eyelets at times, the smaller ones. You see them used on tarps. Some modern curtains have wide, really big grommets that your curtain rod slides through. Shower curtains and sails. Now in marine terms, when they use them on the sails, like for a boat or something, they're called cringles, but they're grommets. So, like I said, they are used to reinforce holes. So where can you get grommets? You can find grommets at most any fabric store or like hobby store, Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Michael's, any of those would carry grommets. However, before you buy them there, check your local hardware store. That's where I bought mine. I got them at Harbor Freight. They came in a package with, I think it was like 100 grommets. And I know it was under $10. I think it was less than that, and I had a 20% off coupon. You know me, I like my coupons. So shop around. The ones you get in the hardware store are going to just be silver. If you want something, a little bit fancier or a different color, then you will have to go to your hobby shops to get them. So make sure when you buy them, you don't just buy the grommets, that you buy a kit, because you have to have instruments to install them with. So I'm going to turn the camera around now, and I'm going to show you what is involved and how you install them. Your grommets are going to come with an installation kit. You have a base, which looks like this, and you have this, which would be I would call it a tapper. I don't know what the actual name is, and it has kind of a narrowed taper end to it here. And then the parts of the grommet itself, you have one piece that has like a neck to it. You can see it right here. And then you have a second piece, which is like just a flat disc, sort of like a frisbee. So I'm going to show installing a grommet on a piece of fabric. If you are going to install it on crocheting or on knitting, you need to create a hole for the grommet to go through. You want to make sure you don't make the hole too large. So if you're knitting or crocheting, if you're crocheting like the bag I showed, the hole was created by skipping a stitch and doing a single chain. It was a pattern that was done in single crochet. If you're doing it with knitting, you would create that hole by knitting two together, yarning over and then knitting two together, and that would create a hole for you to put the grommet up through. So, as you can see right here, I have cut a small hole. And when I say cut a hole in a fabric, don't just make a slit one direction, because it'll make your material kind of bunch funny. You want to cut it in an X, but don't cut it too large or you're going to have a hole outside of the grommet. So it's better to have it too small and have to make it a little bit bigger than to cut it too big and have it not work. So through this little hole, I've cut a small X. I'm going to take the grommet that has the neck on it, and I'm going to push that through all of the fabric. I now have it, I don't want to let go or I'm going to have it pop out, but I now have it through the hole and through the other side. Now I'm going to take the base right here and I'm going to lay the grommet into the base so you can see it right there and tip it up. Turn this around so you can see a little bit better. Next I'm going to put the other side of the grommet on. And then I'm going to take this base, or the top, the tapper part, I'm going to put this on top, and then I'm going to hammer this. Now, I'm not going to show me hammering it because it would be entirely too loud for the camera. So I'm going to come back after I have hammered it in place, and then I'll show you what it looks like. And it's just a matter, you're just tapping down on this, and what it does is the shape of the bases actually push it into shape. Push the grommet down in, and it's got a little, like a rim right here, and that's what kind of pushes it down into place and locks it there. And here is the finished product. You might have a little bit of fraying in between here, like where the hole is, where you just can take some really sharp scissors and snip that away. Here's what the back looks like. And here is another one. These are going to be pot holders, and so I just did this so they could just hang on a hook like that. So if you found this helpful, please give me a thumbs up, and thanks again for watching.